It took me over 10,000 dials to perfect this cold call script that makes my web design agency 48k per month. But in this video, I'll teach it to you in less than 15 minutes and I'll show you exactly how to use it to get 5+ AI web design clients in the next 7 days. I'll give you the exact script and strategy that makes getting clients so easy, complete beginners are using it to blow up their income. First, I need to show you the big mistake that stops people from booking meetings with cold calls, because once you understand the problem, getting potential clients becomes 100 times easier. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can get web design clients with this proven cold calling script that I'm using every single day in my own agency. Not only have I tried and tested this script, but my dialers are using it every single day. And down here you can see, if you book sales calls with this script, you will close at around 50%. Even if you're not that great, you'll close at around 30 to 40%. But firstly, I want to talk about the problem with traditional cold calling and why it doesn't work for most people. You see, most cold calls sound the exact same: salesy, generic, focused on pitching and me mindset, trying to line your pockets rather than putting the client first. And prospects hang up fast and they can see that you're desperate because you sound the same as everyone else and you're offering the same as everyone else. So obviously it doesn't lead to a lot of book calls and it doesn't lead to a lot of sales. Most people are calling up saying things like, hey, I'll build you out a website, I'll do X, Y, and Z, and you're getting a 90% hang up rate. Generic pitches that sound like every other agency, you're focusing on yourself, leading with discounts that devalue your service, high rejection rates, and wasted time. And if you're getting all of these things, what's going to happen is you're going to demotivate yourself. And you're going to maybe get, you'll be motivated for 1 day, 2 days, you'll do 50 dials, 100 dials. But if you keep getting rejection and you keep getting no's, then the problem is it's not going to be sustainable and you're not going to continue to do it, and then you're not going to get results. So just to touch on why the old way doesn't work and why the old script doesn't work is because people are getting these calls daily, right? You sound like everyone else. There's no differentiation. You're not being unique. You're not standing out from the masses, and you're lowering your price almost immediately because you're desperate to get a sale, you're desperate to book a sales call, and you want to grow. And if you go on Upwork, you'll see countless dialers sounding the same, offering the same thing. And the reason why this doesn't work is because your value prop is extremely weak, especially if you're selling websites. If you're calling up someone saying, I will build you a website, I can build you a website, this is what we will do, it's not very appealing. And I'm going to show you how you can make a very, very simple and slight tweak on your front end value proposition that's going to explode your booking rates and is going to make cold calling pretty easy to book meetings. So just on that, business owners need results, not websites. And this is a big issue with most web design agencies and AI web design agencies. Most websites are just digital flyers. They don't actually do anything. They don't get any sales, they don't get any leads, they don't grow the business owner's company, which is what websites are supposed to do. Clients want more revenue, more clients, better leads, not just a website. You want to show them how the website will drive results. That's really, really important. And how you can do that is you can talk about how it will increase their revenue. You can talk about how it will get them more clients. You can talk about how it will get them better leads and obviously be a better online presence, which is just good for their brand. It's good from an optics perspective just to have a really high quality website, because if you have company A and company B and a person is trying to differentiate them, they're trying to choose which one they want to go with. If one has a really, really good website and one doesn't have a website, or they have a bad website, obviously you know who they're going to go with. They're going to go with the person or the company that has a really good quality website. So the website is just a vehicle to deliver results. Focus on outcomes, not features. So when you're talking about a website or you're pitching the website when you're cold calling, don't say the website's going to look great or we can add your images or whatever. Say this website is literally going to get you 15 organic customers every single month because we're going to SEO optimize it with keywords and meta tags. Focus on the outcome of the website, not the little bells and whistles and the features that the website will have, because that'll land much better with the business owner. So what is this method that I'm talking about? Well, instead of saying we will build you a website, what we do in my agency is we say we've already built you a website, which is obviously, it's a bit crazy in the web design space to say you've already built them, but we use AI and we can build crazy websites in literally 5-10 minutes with AI that look better than most traditional web design agencies' websites that take weeks and months. And that is how we differentiate ourselves from the masses. So we call these companies up. Instead of saying we will build you a website, we say we have built you a fully custom SEO optimized website. Have you got time this week to take a look? But more on that later. I want to talk about kind of the logistics and practicality behind doing this. So what you're going to do is you're going to call clients up and you're going to tell them that the website is built for them. And then you want to show them it on a sales call. And this is a winning approach because when you say you already built them a website, this is going to immediately garner interest because it's just so out there. They're going to be thinking, how has this person already built me a website? I don't even know them. I haven't paid them anything. How can they have already built me a website? So it's going to immediately garner interest. Now, what they don't know is these sites are taking us 30 seconds to create on AI builders. And when we build them, they're going to generate curiosity, they're going to generate engagement, and most importantly, this is going to set us apart from all the other agencies out there, and it's going to make prospects want to speak to you. And again, this is what we say. Obviously, there's a bit more to it than this. I just built you a completely new website from scratch. Do you have 5 minutes for me to show you it? Really, really simple, and you can throw in things like, no obligation, or, if you don't like it, you don't have to pay. If they ask, because they will ask, what's the catch here? Do I have to pay, or what's the catch? You will say you only pay if you want to move forward and you want the site to go live, or you like the site. That's literally it. And why this strategy works so well? Well, here's 4 key benefits that make this strategy convert really, really well. And you can see over here, it all revolves around show, don't tell. So it demonstrates immediate value. You lead with free work instead of empty promises, and clients see tangible value before they pay a cent. So if you're watching this and you're an agency owner, you will know there's huge skepticism in the agency space because it has been flooded with agency owners who are saying the same thing, doing the same thing, and they're reaching out to all the same niches. So if you're watching this, you're probably literally experiencing this in reality, and you can't book any meetings. And this is something that could separate you from the masses. It also creates instant credibility. You show what you can do rather than just claiming it. Actions speak louder than words, and this could not be more prevalent, and this could not be more important in the agency space than right now. It also makes them curious. Prospects naturally want to see what you've created for them. This creates engagement and opens the conversation. Like, from a very, very basic perspective, if you just strip this down to its bare bones and you call up somebody who doesn't have a website and you say you've built them a fully custom SEO optimized website, just out of curiosity, they're going to want to see what you've done, just because it's so outrageous. And that's why this works so well. But also it overcomes objections, common obstacles like, what if I don't like it, are addressed before they arise, because the work is already done. Again, you're removing the elephant in the room, you're removing all skepticism, and you're actually bringing value to this person or to this company before anything's ever said or done. So it's very refreshing, and you will find business owners love this approach, and that's why it works really, really well. So now you're probably thinking, how do I do this? Well, I'm going to walk you through the 5-step high converting process of how you can literally do this right now. Step number 1, find local businesses. Literally go to Google right now, type in a niche, and then type in a city. Type in landscaping New York, type in landscaping Texas, type in landscaping whatever. Go to Google Maps, and on Google Maps, the company will have their website attached to their profile. And if you scroll down and there is literally no website attached to their profile, then they don't have a website. Boom, there's a perfect lead for you to reach out to. So now you've got leads. What you're then going to do is you're going to build a rapid mockup. Now, there are tons and tons and tons of ways you can do this. You can use Lovable, you can use Framer, you can use Reloom, but the next thing you're going to do is build a mockup. Then you're going to craft your message. So you don't need to overcomplicate this. Your message could be, what we discussed up here in terms of, I'll build you a site, I want to show you it, have you got 5 minutes this week? But build your message out in a Google Doc, and it can be a couple of lines long, and then you're going to call these companies and you're going to pitch the demo site. Now, when you pitch the demo site, they're going to book what's called a discovery call. On that discovery call, you're going to get on there and you're going to show them the demo site that you've built for them. And then once you do that, you're going to close the deal. You're going to present the mock-up, you're going to handle objections, and then you're going to collect payments. Now, right now in my agency, we're closing at 55%. Now, if you know anything about closing or you know anything about the agency space, you will know that it's absolutely insane. And it's not because I'm amazing. It's not because my sales team are amazing. Well, they're pretty good, but it's because of the offer. It's because of the product. It's because of what we're doing. We have a very, very unique value proposition. An average closing rate is 30%. And if you run what I just showed you, this 5-step process, you will close at 30% guaranteed, even if you've no sales experience. But if you start practicing, if you start getting good, if you start getting good at the pitch, if you start creating killer demo sites, you will start getting up to 40-50% close rates, which is insane. And you basically be printing cash at that point. So in terms of the cold calling script, you're probably going to have more questions around this. You can use this exact one. You can pause this, screenshot it, and put it in a Google Doc. But this is one that we've tested, and this is one that works really, really well. And it goes like this. Hi, is this business name? I found you guys on Google. You've got phenomenal reviews, by the way, but I noticed you don't have a website. I've just built you a completely new website from scratch. Do you maybe have 10 minutes later in the day for me to show you it? If you like it, fantastic. I'll go ahead and publish it for you. If not, no worries. I just want to show it for you. And you can say something like, it's no obligation. If you don't like it, it's no problem at all. Now, why this works is because, again, we've covered this earlier in the video, you've already created the value up front. You're complementing their business by giving them a killer website that's only going to help them grow. And you're putting no pressure on them. Again, it's no obligation. If they don't like it, no problem at all. No pressure, no worries. In terms of pro tips that you can use to convert even better, you could sound curious at the beginning, focus on showing, not promising, and ask for a specific time commitment. This is really, really important because if you're wishy-washy in terms of when you book them in, remember they have no skin in the game here. You're doing the work, you're building them out the site, you're calling them. You need to ask for a very specific time and make sure they put it in their calendar or you're going to have an issue with show rate. So screenshot this, use this script. I've done all the work for you. If you call companies and you say this exact script, and like we talked about before, you target companies with no website, you'll book 2 to 3 meetings per day like clockwork. And really to hone in on why this works, I know we've talked about this in detail, but it's really, really important you fundamentally understand why this works. We're leading with value because that is something that's not done very often in the agency space. We're leading with value. People are conditioned to reciprocate when they receive something. So by creating a free mock-up website, you trigger their feeling of obligation. They feel like, they have to show up or they have to see what you've done because you've created them a website from scratch. And it genuinely complements their business. If you build them out a website and attach it to their Google business profile, it will help them grow 100%. There's no doubt about it. Every competent business owner knows they need a good website. So this will actually help their company. Curiosity gap. Humans are wired to resolve information gaps. Saying I built you something creates immediate curiosity they want to satisfy. We touched on this earlier. If you have a company and you don't have a website and someone calls you up saying they've built you a website from scratch, you're going to want to see what they've done just from a curiosity standpoint. And then again, the no pressure approach. No obligation, if not, no worries. If you don't like it, no problem. People will like that because, especially in the US, they're used to very hard sales. So if you use this no pressure approach, business owners are going to find it very, very refreshing. And it's going to mean you're going to book a lot of meetings and get a lot of sales. In terms of delivering the script that we touched on earlier, your tone and delivery is really, really important. You need to sound confident but casual. There's definitely a happy medium you have to hit. At the start, avoid sounding desperate or overly formal. Your tone should always convey genuine interest. And those two words, confident and casual, are very, very important. Do not go hard sales or people will not like that. Again, create curiosity, focus on the surprise element rather than selling. People are naturally interested in what you've created for them. Personalize every call, mention them by name, mention their business by name, reference specific details like reviews. This shows you've done your homework and obviously they will like that. And be specific about the time commitment. This is super important. I know I touched on it earlier, but if you start booking appointments and you're not specific about time and people don't show up, that is going to be extremely frustrating. And I don't want you to learn that the hard way. I learned this the hard way, and there's nothing worse than booking a ton of calls and getting a ton of no-shows because ultimately you may as well not have booked the calls. Remember, practice your delivery. So this is like a muscle. You got to keep practicing this. You got to do the calls. You got to get good at this. Record your calls, review them, watch them back, and get feedback from other people. In terms of tools to make this happen, it's unbelievably simple. Google Maps, which is completely free. Just use Google Maps, type in a niche on a city, and just literally manually scroll down them. Now, you can get lead scrapers if you have some cash, but you could just use Google Maps. That's what I did at the very start. It's fine. It works really, really well. Framer is the AI builder I would recommend. You can use Lovable as well. Framer is amazing. It's more of a template-based AI builder. Lovable is more of a prompt-based AI builder. I'd recommend playing around with both, but Framer really has that wow factor in terms of creating sick websites. So that's what you're going to use to create the mockup. Here's a breakdown of how you can actually do that inside of Framer. So go to framer.com, create an account. The free tier will give you access to as many features as you need. Select new project and choose template. Then literally customize within the component library, drag and drop sections, headers and elements. Edit colors and typography to match client's brand. Use the design panel on the right sidebar. Create multiple pages for a complete site mockup, homepage, services, about, contact pages, and share the preview with clients via a link. This is literally all you need to do. Framer is so easy. If this kind of sounds overwhelming, the best thing you can do is just go to Framer and start playing around with it. You don't actually pay Framer until you publish a site, and you only publish a site once a client pays you. So it's a very, very efficient and a very lean model for any beginners. So you don't actually have to pay anything until you actually close a client, and then you publish the site on Framer, and that's when you pay Framer, something like $15 per month. Very, very affordable. In terms of results you can expect, you will get 7x higher response rates than typical cold call campaigns. You will close at 50% if you put in the work and actually practice sales and get better every single sales calls. We sell these sites for $2,000. You can sell them for $1,000, $750, $1,500, whatever it may be. Whatever you sell these for, you will have very, very good profit margins. But just going back to this strategy, it all starts with the product. It all starts with the value proposition. It's extremely strong, so you can expect very, very strong results. Next steps and call to action. If you're ready to take action and land your next web design client, what you're going to do right now is you're going to go and find 5 local businesses without websites. You're going to create your first mock-up site on Framer, and then you're going to make your first cold call with the script. Then you're going to repeat the process until you scale and you get your first 5 clients. With this strategy, you should be booking 1 to 2 meetings per cold calling session. So if you're closing at a 30% close rate, it will take you 5 days to book 10 meetings, and you will have your first 3 clients after 5 days. It's literally that simple. I know it sounds too good to be true, but just think about it. You're selling high quality sites at a cheaper cost, much faster, to business owners that need and want that service. It's a no-brainer. It just works. All you have to do is put in the work and you will get the results with this. So follow this step process, follow everything I've talked about in this video, and go out there and land your first 3 to 5 web design clients. But here's the thing, getting businesses excited to hop on a call with you is useless if you can't close them, because it doesn't matter how many meetings you book. If they don't buy, you're going to stay stuck at 0. So make sure to watch this video next to learn how I close 55% of my sales calls, so you can just copy me and start making some sales.